All right, everyone, welcome back again. We are good to go. This could be the last match here. The countdown has ended. The game is loading now as RootFitzy here is going to be taking on his opponent from VD. This will be the last opponent one way or the other. Will he be able to reverse all kill and redeem VD from this situation, or will he fall just like all of his brethren have? Joining me again from IvDYogiTime.com is HK Rob. Are you stoked? I'm stoked.
I'm pretty stoked, yes. In fact, as we left the last game, it was actually a really close game given the positions that the players were in and the way they were reacting to their situation. We'll have to see if we have a close game this time, and hopefully we'll get to stay all the way through it.
Yeah, for anyone that was confused, the last game, BatlCruiser's internet did disconnect. So the admins have given him another opportunity right here. We did, that was not a win for Fitzy in that last situation. The game was too close to be given a walkover win right there. So this is going to be a re-game. We had the Protoss player playing well. We allowed BatlCruiser's internet to really calm down a little bit. And this is going to be it. But if he DCs again, Fitzy will be the champion. But right now, we do have in the top right-hand corner of MLG Shakura's Plateau, the Pink Terran himself, bringing it back once again. We'll see if he shows us some more awesome mech play. He is BatlCruiser, playing for Team VD. His opponent in the bottom left-hand corner, showing his affinity for Queens, showing that he has some incredible Infestor micro, and showing his absolute brilliance with that quick hive tech play. Will he be able to show us that awesome creep spread again, playing for Root Gaming? He's Fitzy here.
Both of these players, I'm really good players here. The entirety of Clan VD has been training very hard for this show match, and most of them have been knocked out at this point. So it's all up BatlCruiser to redeem the name, to make what he needs to make happen so he can bring home the win for his entire clan.
Yeah, and here's the situation we're at right now. It is currently 3-0 in Fitzy's favor. If BatlCruiser loses here, it is over. It is 4-0. Right now, BatlCruiser will have to win 4 games in a row against the Root Zerg if he wants to bring home the win for clan viewer discretion. If he wins 1 or 2 or 3 and then loses, it's still going to be a win for Fitzy. He needs 4 in a row. Will he be able to do it? That is certainly going to be an extremely tall order.
This is a lot of pressure to be put on a single player, guys. If you've ever been in a position like this where everything is not just counting on you once, it's counting on you to play flawlessly for 4 games. This is a lot of pressure going on BatlCruiser going into this game.
Yeah, BatlCruiser with all that pressure on his shoulders, he's going to have to show us his perfect play. And right now, he's actually going into that 1 Rax fast expand that we did see from him last game. We'll see if he opts to drop that 3rd command center like he did in the last match on this map, or if he's going to be showing us something a little bit different. You would normally see that command center coming down right about now, so we'll have to see if he instead is going to go up to some early gases or not. Fitzy here is playing pretty standard at this point. Did go for that early hatchery, staying on 2 base once again, like some of those European Zergs do tend to do. Fitzy, of course, being here from the United States, but the 3rd command center being dropped. So right now we do have the same build coming out of the viewer discretion player.
It does look like almost the exact same build, actually. I think the timings are even spot on here. This is definitely something that he was wanting to do from the very beginning. This was something he had under his belt, like, hey, I think I can do it with this. Fitzy going into this game with a very standard opening, the very standard build, and he hasn't quite scouted out much of anything. He doesn't have his overlords in position like he did last game, so this is kind of interesting.
Yeah, definitely a little bit unfortunate. He went for the scout on the horizontal spawn positions first, and seeing that he was not there, he tried to get his overloads into that other position, but you're not quite able to get it up there above the main without being vulnerable to a little bit of marine pressure. So Fitzy instead going to choose to leave this overload over here in the natural. Not going to be able to spot anything with it for the time being, but Fitzy already with 4 queens out right now. And we do have double gases out here for our Zerg players, and even going up to quad gases as the evolution chamber does go down, and the first 2 factories as well, so we could very well be seeing the same mech build.
Yes, we could very well be seeing the same mech build, but the question is it going to be in as good of a position as it was last game, as Fitzy did get a taste of it last game, even though he wasn't able to finish the game. I'm pretty sure Fitzy going into this is going to have a little better of an idea of what he's up against and how he's going to deal with it.
Yeah, and Fitzy actually hitting a supply block right here. Normally a player that has pretty exceptional macro, so definitely uncommon, hitting this very hard supply block here at 52 out of 52. No overlords on the way for right now. Yeah, now 2 overlords. He's probably even going to make a 3rd overlord here, although he's actually going to be going into very quick layer tech here at 7 minutes off of only 2 bases, so definitely could be going for what I affectionately call the Fitzy build. This queen, this early hive, and we actually do have some more lag coming out right there from BatlCruiser, but hopefully this is going to clear up in just a moment, as we want to see the climax of this fight. We want to see the creep spread get all the way across the map and see that huge fight coming out between the Ultras, the Broodlords, the Infestors, and those queens, and anything that the Terran player does happen to have.
Right, and it looks like a pause is going to come out here from Fitzy. Trying to deal with this internet is it's not easy when you are having an internet that is troublesome. I know this firsthand. I've had to deal with that for so long, and now BatlCruiser going into this game, and it could even cost him the game. So he definitely wants to make sure that he has that fixed as they move back into the game.
Yeah, BatlCruiser.
Fitzy,
Oh, go ahead.
I'm sorry. Well, Fitzy's sitting here with 4 queens, pretty standard amount of queens here on 2 base.
Yeah, with those 4 queens, he's able to get this creep spread started nice and early. He'll probably start adding some more queens on here as he does go to take his 3rd base relatively soon. Last time we saw his 3rd and 4th come up at the same time. But touching back on that internet situation, very much so important to have good internet when you're playing this game. We see some players like Scarlet refuse to even play some international games because their internet is simply not capable of handling it. So right now, yeah, you definitely want BatlCruiser to have that internet connection stable and with low latency so that he's able to play his best against the root player, because he's going to need it. Fitzy is hard with perfect conditions. You do not want to be playing him with adverse conditions.
That is definitely right, and it looks like all of these factories that we did see last game, we have 4 factories that are going to be out here. The 4th one is finishing up, and the 2 armories going down for BatlCruiser. So this is looking like the exact same thing that we saw out of BatlCruiser the last time, and Hellion's out here on the map for a little bit of map control. The question is he going to be able to get that pressure that he was not able to do last game?
Yeah, right now we do actually see Fitzy making his way into the main with this Overseer. If we actually take a look at the vision of our Zerg player, he has completely scouted all of these factories. He did not see the armories, so that is definitely one thing that he could have seen. But knowing that the factories are there, that's all that you need to know. A scan going down, and it does see the hive timing here for Fitzy here. That's actually a very crucial timing as well for our Terran player. Sees the infestation pit dancing, knows pathogen glands is not finished yet, and sees the hive timing. Terrans want to hit right before that's finished, and this could give BatlCruiser an ability to hit this timing.
It looks like BatlCruiser really wanting that gas here, as he has an excess of SCVs on his refinery. I think it's a little bit of a misclick here, but one that could be costly.
Yeah, we definitely saw it earlier when the Zerg player did not have gas in his main. This is a little bit of a different situation. 10 SCVs right now mining off of that one refinery, not what you want to have happen. And as the Terran player tries to move up and get a little bit of pressure on, the Zergling's going to be able to meet those Hellions head on, as Blue Flame is not finished now, just starting to upgrade. And the Hellions are going to try to push this creep stride back, the thing that gave him so much trouble in that last game. But that is not possible right now. The Queen's already out there, the Zergling's in position, and now the Queens are starting to make their way out in mass. More Queens being added to the 8 that are already out. Infestor's already out. Spire being finished, and probably going to see a greater Spire very, very quickly here.
Yes, we probably are, as we did see this the last time. We're going to probably see a really fast, the same combination of Broodlord, Infestor, and Queen, and the really good control that we have seen. In fact, there it went. The Greater Spire is going down right now. or the Spire is being morphed into it rather, as that's going to put Fitzy in a really good position, especially against this very mech-heavy army.
Yep, Fitzy on 4 base right now, mining off of all 8 of these gases and even starting to get some of the minerals saturated right now, sitting at a comfortable 69 drones. Zergling's actually going to make their way over here into the 3rd base of the Terran player. One tank going to take a pot shot at a couple of those Zerglings, and the Zerglings going to try to get some damage done, but the Blue Flame Hellions able to very quickly clean that up. All the while, our Terran player has gone ahead and kept that tech rolling, moving now to 3 starports with Tech Labs. We see that Corvid reactor upgrade hasn't just been started yet, but Hunter Seeker missile already on the way. We're going to be looking at that Raven transition once again.
And once again, I'm going to point this out once again as we have this command center in the front here just to put a line of defense between the bases. This is going to be morphed into a planetary fortress and surrounded by turrets to keep any advancement from Fitzy. But, you know, really with all of the creep that is going to be put into these other bases up here in the north eventually, and the base here in the south, and the 4th that he is trying to grab right now, he definitely needs to have some control over that, of those creep tumors.
Yeah, we actually see Hellion run-bys coming into 2 separate bases right now. There are about 6 Hellions up on the top left-hand corner of the map, but in the bottom right-hand corner at this 3rd, Hellions were able to do a little bit of damage, already grabbing 8 drones, but the fungals coming down out of these infestors. They're going to be able to clean up these last 2 Hellions. He needs 1 more fungal, and he does get that, but not before 12 drones were killed, and a lot of mining time was lost at the top left-hand side of the map, and a lot of time from those queens that should have been out spreading the creep. Weren't able to get that done. Even more Hellions getting making their way in the middle of the map, and a lot of fungals have had to be used to contain this Hellion harass.
A lot of fungals have had to be used indeed, but right now Fitzy really doing good with this creep. All of these creep tumors are going to prevent more buildings from going down here at these other bases. That's going to force all of the building area from for BatlCruiser to be in the main, where he needs that space from this 3rd, he needs the space from his 4th to put down some extra supply depots. He's going to prevent a wall there. That's going to allow him to move in with Lings later on, as he does have a lot of Queens and the Broodlords making their way to this side of the map, where they're going to be able to do a little bit of damage up here at the 4th.
Yeah, the Queens on the low ground are definitely going to be able to provide some supporting fire and protection from any Vikings, but the Broodlord's already up here on the high ground, starting to assault this base. Ravens moving their way out. There are 5 Ravens out here right now. It doesn't look like any of them have enough energy to shoot past one of those Hunter Seeker missiles. The Corvid reactor upgrade was never finished, and the Broodlords have been forced to retreat, not being able to take out the orbital command for the time being. But Fitzy here continuing to spread creep toward his opponent, and with the Nidus worms that we're seeing once again in this game, we'll see how Fitzy is going to choose to use those to provide the additional mobility for the Queens that are ever so immobile off of creep.
And that mobility is going to help out a lot, especially since with the Nidus, if you get vision of the places like the 4th or like the main, especially the main where there's only a few Marines in the base, if he can sneak a Nidus up there, he can do a lot of heavy damage, especially with all the tech that is in the main and no units there to defend.
Yeah, we see the creep sword continuing to make its way across the map, now at the absolute stopping point. It cannot go any further right here, as the planetary fortresses are there to defend that. But Fitzy attacking every other angle possible. We have 6 creep tumors active right now. Just a few seconds ago, we had 9 creep tumors active. Not anything quite like Rhett's 20-plus creep tumors active. But with the Niduses coming up, we do have them coming over here in the bottom right-hand corner of the 5th base. What is going to be used right now? We have the Queens coming back, possibly looking to start pouring out of this, but Infestors are actually the choice here, with a couple of Zerglings, probably going to see a couple of Fungals, and maybe even some Infested Terrans come down, but there is 1 Hellion in position as the rest of the mech army is making its way over, but a ton of Infested Terrans and a couple of Fungals going to be going down. SCV is going to be killed, and that orbital command looking like it's going to be killed as well if there are no SCVs there to repair it, which it does not. The lift-off comes, and it is destroyed. The Infestors make it out of there without a scratch, using nothing but energy. Fitzy playing beautifully.
Fitzy is playing very beautifully with that Nidus, and it looks like another Nidus is going to go up. And where is this one? I'm trying to find it. I don't think it's actually at the opponent's base.
It's in the
just
top
a Nidus
of the map, left of the main.
Okay, so just a Nidus for mobility, it looks like, but still, the Nidus sound alone is very, very frightening.
Terran right now reaching near maxed out state, starting to move across the map, trying to siege down some of this creep, using the vision that's granted by these detected Ravens, but the Infestor hit squad once again, a trademark of Root, attacking the fourth base of our Terran player. The infested Terrans already assaulting this command center as the orbital does indeed lift off there, but will it be able to get out in time? The infested Terran trying to run it down, but they are so slow, even slower than a building. Cue the Top Gun music right now as that orbital command tries to flee, but it is burning down right now, desperately in need of repair.
And this is the push from BatlCruiser here in the middle of the map, as he is going to have a really good, very strong position here with all of these siege tanks and the Seeker missiles going out to do a lot of damage to these Corruptors. But it looks like, I think only one Seeker missile actually connected there.
No, actually a lot of them did. A lot of Broodlords falling right there. It looked like about 6 Broodlords falling, but at the same time, every one of the Ravens is gone. The Ravens that are so expensive were not able to be saved, and without those Ravens in the composition, that's going to be very hard to deal with the next wave of Broodlords. The huge bank right now from Fitzy being spent on more Queens, going to be going and replenishing his Queens, and going to be replenishing his units with Corruptors as well. There they are, 6 more Corruptors on the way. The 3 remaining Broodlords going to be able to very effectively deal with the remaining ground-based Terran army, because all the Vikings in the sky are gone, and the inability of our Terran player to re-expand these bases that have been taken. Right now, our Terran relegated to just 2 base, a 3rd being built, but Fitzy on 6 base right now with the possibility of taking 2 more as he's regained middle control of this map, even just starting to build Niduses all around the map at this point for this just incredible, incredible mobility.
Yeah, Fitzy definitely showing how you should play against a Terran like this, doing a very marvelous job of keeping control of the map, keeping the pressure on while he keeps the Terran from doing pressure to him. This is very phenomenal play from Fitzy.
Now, a few Infestors are being sniped. We saw 4 go down there in one volley at the bottom right-hand corner. The siege tanks being able to take them out. Up here at the top center of the map, the Nidus worm that was placed about 5 minutes ago is actually now being populated by these infestors. A few being loaded up into the infestation, or excuse me, into the Nidus worm here, going to be unloaded. And with the high ground vision provided by these Corruptors, going to start lobbing up a lot of infested Terrans and even a couple more Niduses as well. So he's going to use that to ferry his units up. Infested Terrans go up. This is going to be the vanguard of his assault onto this main base. The immobile Terran army stuck down here at the natural ramp, not going to be able to get to those Nidus worms in time as the infestors do start to pour out onto the high ground to protect their oh-so vulnerable Broodlords. The Queens as well, looking to go ahead and make this the final push to reach Fitzy here.
And this doing so much damage as it is, it looks like BatlCruiser not in a good position at all. His base is being torn apart. He cannot remax the army that he has, and I really don't think the army that he has is enough to deal with what Fitzy has as it is. Another Nidus Worm going down here in the main, going to secure, oh, actually 2 more Nidus Worms going down here in the main, going to secure this position, keep that creep coming out, keep those points where he can keep pumping out units into this base, and there's the GG from BatlCruiser. Yeah,
BatlCruiser taps out right there as Fitzy here from Root Gaming is able to take this series 4-0 over viewer discretion SC. A valiant showing from Team VD, even with that disconnect there, trying to come back in this game, make that reverse all-kill happen, but not today. Dirtbag says RootFitzy here, emulating the great John St. John of Duke Nukem. He's going to take it in a 4-0 fashion in this first IvD YogiTime.com Root Showmatch versus VD Gaming. I've been casting host Beat. Joining me is IvD Yogi Time's HK Rob. You have any final words before we close this event out?
No, really the main thing that I want to throw out there is to keep an eye out, everybody. Clan viewer discretion is going to be doing a little bit of recruiting. If you think that you are good enough to join their team, which I mean I don't see why you wouldn't be, then you can indeed try out. So keep an eye out for that. That is going to be up on Zeek, I believe. And also check out our www.ivdyogitime.com. We do paid tournaments very frequently, so very worth checking out if you are a player, if you are a viewer, or if you want to be a caster. Then you can indeed apply for it. Other than that, I don't have anything. What do you have? Beef.
All right, that's about it. Thank you very much to both of these teams for coming out. Thank you to all 5 members of VD for showing up tonight. That is the 4 players and the manager. Appreciate you guys being here, and big thanks to Team Root and Fitzy here for making their way over to help support this event. Once again, like HK Rob said, we are hosting open tryouts next week for viewer discretion gaming. That's going to be for Masters players and above, so please do make your way over. I believe it's Masters players and above. That's what all their players are, so I certainly assume so. So if you are interested, I'm actually getting word that that is open to anyone, so my apologies, a little bit of an error there. So yeah, if you are looking forward to joining a team, a competitive team with a lot of Masters in it and some good players, make sure to check that out, and check us out over at ivdyogitime.com. Huge shout out to the organizers over there for putting this event on. Check us out for all of our future tournaments, and stay tuned for a little bit later this year. We're going to be doing another event. This one's going to be in favor of St. Jude's Hospital. We're going to be trying to support a friend of ours that is really the namesake of IvD here. One of our friends and players was diagnosed with Hodgkin's lymphoma, so we started doing this cast in support of him. 30% of all ad revenue that we do take in does go to his treatment, so please check us out, support him, keep him in your thoughts, keep him in your prayers. He's still battling with cancer. So right now, signing off, I've been your casting host, Beef. Joining me, HK Rob of IvDYogiTime.com. Big thank you to all of you for tuning in tonight. We'll catch you next time.